Frank, I was in a Bible study a week ago Sunday, and your wife had mentioned that you were going in for surgery on your shoulder,
Right.
and that the doctors were worried because of your heart, not knowing whether you were going to be a good candidate for that surgery or not. And I had asked her to have you call me because the surgery was about a week away.
Correct.
Could you tell us what the doctors had told you was wrong with your shoulder?
Well, first of all, they thought I had been in an accident or something like that, and I just told the lady I was lifting some items around my home, and I pulled the meat away from my bone in my right shoulder, and so I had an X-ray, and then I had an MRI, and then went to an orthopedic doctor, and he said, "You need an operation. You tore meat away from your shoulder," and he said, "We can't get to it till the 30th of March, 2010." And then I said, well, I'll tell you what. He said, "I want you to get an EKG." So I went and got an EKG, and then they found, they got excited over nothing really because I've had an enlarged heart for a long time. And so I told them so, but they still wanted me to go see a heart doctor. Sunday, being as I'm a preacher man, Sunday I'm an evangelist, and so Sunday I was out of town, and Tom came to our church, and after the church service they had a little linger longer group where they prayed for one another and help the needs of the church, find out what they are, and help everybody. And so my wife mentioned requests and prayer for me and my operation coming up. And so Tom Oliver, he told my wife, said, "Here's my car, and have Frank call me and gets back to town." So I did. I called him late some evening, and he asked me to come over and see if he could help me and prevent an operation. So I said, "Okay, that's great. Sounds good." So then I was over here Monday morning, and I went to treatment Monday, and before I started that treatment, I had my arm pinned to my side. I held it in to keep from hurting, because if I moved it this way, I had terrific pain. I couldn't even turn it back this way without it killing me. Real severe pain. And so I was scared to move it because I moved it the wrong way, and I just couldn't take the pain beyond.
How long had that pain been going on, Frank?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. I had that done 2 weeks, and so Monday it felt better when I left from that first treatment. I could raise my arm a little bit. I couldn't just jump up and start slinging around. But Tuesday, I had my appointment. That's a different story. Tuesday, I had free movement. So whichever way you want to go with it, no pain. And
but you still had that one spot in your arm.
I did, that's right. But as far as movement goes, but I still had, if I went way back like this, then I had one little spot there. It was just, to me, it was like a sore spot, and it is it's still there, but it's not there as much as it was. It was so severe before you couldn't even touch it, but now I can touch it. But
seems to me like you have quite a bit of range of motion you didn't have before. You're saying you couldn't move the arm much at all?
Not much at all.
By Wednesday, you were called up, and you had been out spreading fertilizer.
Yeah, Tuesday evening I was broadcasting. If you're a farmer, you don't talk about throwing seed.
So Tuesday, when did you start your treatments? How many treatments had you had by Tuesday?
I had 4 total.
But by Tuesday was only 2 treatments.
But Tuesday was Tuesday morning. I got up. I went out there and picked up 2 40-pounds of fertilizer, and I took it in the backyard and set it down, and I cut it open and started broadcasting.
So you heard about this on Sunday.
And
Monday you got 2 treatments?
Monday, one.
And then Tuesday you got a second treatment.
Second treatment.
And you had a big return of range of motion?
Right, I did. And
without pain?
Without pain. And then Wednesday I was broadcasting, fertilizer, moving 40-pound bags.
Now was that Tuesday of last week?
Yes, sir.
Tuesday of last week?
Yes, sir.
And now you have this much range of motion. What does your doctor say about this?
I haven't seen. But he'll know this coming Friday week, as soon as I get the heart test back, then I will inform him then that I don't need that knife he got.
He had you scheduled for surgery? What kind of surgery?
Shoulder surgery.
Shoulder replacement surgery?
No.
What kind?
It was, I don't know what to tell you other than tendons and meat pulled loose from my bones in there. And I got one little pile of something piled up there. That's all he told me. Mm-hmm. And so he's not aware of anything because I'm waiting to get that heart test for my benefit. And also the heart people canceled my operation because they couldn't do what they have to do in timely manner for me to be ready for that.
So there was concerns about doing the shoulder surgery because your heart.
That's right.
You've had some heart issues, and so they were concerned that the shoulder surgery could put you at risk for a heart attack.
That's correct.
And so, who knows? Could that mean that this could potentially be saving your life? That you don't need to have shoulder surgery?
Well, not only that, it saved me a lot of pain and a lot of rehab because of my age. I'm slow healing, as you well know. I'll be 77 this year, and so...
Now, how many treatments did we do, Frank? Is it 4 or 3?
I thought we did, let's see, I guess it's 3.
I think we did 3.
Yeah, because Thursday we were out of town, Thursday and Friday.
So you've only had 3 treatments and you have that full range of motion?
Oh, yeah, I'll drive my lawnmower. I cut the big yard down there at the coast. And
he's moving out of a house down at Waldport. So you cleaned out
I cleaned everything out.
You got a whole pickup load of stuff that you loaded.
How long were your neural care treatments?
30 minutes. They were all in clinic. So,
now, Frank, would you just summarize your experience with neural care in one short little statement for us?
Well, first of all, there's no pain. There's no pain to it. The machine I've never seen or heard of before in my life. And when Tom took and applied the pads or whatever they are, y'all got your terminology for that. I don't know what it is. You don't know what kind of machine it is, but when he kicked that thing on, it drawed up my muscle, let go, drawed up, let go, and he explained to me that this machine takes and knocks the fluid out of your shoulder pad or something, whatever it was. He explained to me about how the fluid left and the blood came in to circulate to get me to heal. And I think I must have had a nerve tied in on that somewhere, wrapped around that bone or something, because when I took them treatments and he cranked that thing up a little bit further after the first 15 minutes, it was always feeling good. Oh man, I like.
It was like your body said, "Yes, this is what I need."
It's like getting one of them massages on the cruise ships, brother.
But from deep inside. So, Frank, would it be correct for me to say that you were scheduled for shoulder surgery, and after 3 neural care treatments, you don't need the shoulder surgery for pain?
I'm not going to have the shoulder surgery.
Would you have shoulder surgery if you weren't hurting? Why would you have shoulder surgery if you weren't hurting?
And plus the fact
there's no reason to have shoulder surgery and put your heart at risk.
Well, I think what the doctors, they didn't show me the MRI itself. They showed me the report of whoever he was that read the MRI. And so based on what he saw, and I haven't seen, and they haven't really been explained as to what they were going to do, I had questions, and of course I ended up asking his secretary because he said, "I'm going to schedule the surgery. I'll send my secretary in," and out the door he went. I mean, seriously, he wasn't with me 3 minutes. He didn't even touch my body.
But there is a place for surgery, but most of the great surgeons I've known in my career say that it's not the first line of defense. It should be the last option after you've tried everything else.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they know about your people or about your equipment, and I'd be glad to tell them.
Well, thank you. Would you recommend for people considering shoulder surgery or have range of motion issues or pain in their shoulders or in their hip or in their knee or in their ankle or their carpal tunnel region or their neck or their back, would you recommend that they give neural care a try before resorting to such invasive things as surgery?
Well, number one, I recommend that neuro care anywhere, anytime first, because it sure saves you a lot of rehab, it saves you a lot of pain, it's unnecessary, and it'll save you from going through an operation that you didn't need in most cases. And I have a lot of friends that could use this this treatment.
Frank, were you aware that there are 90,000 deaths a year in the United States alone from infections caught during surgeries?
No, I'm not. I don't really know about this.
It makes sense, so that there are attendant risk to surgery.
But what I don't understand is you people need to get out there and tell them doctors, because they are not aware of your machine. I'll show you. In fact, I'll take one to my doctor.
Well, thank you for helping us get the word out.
And it don't make sense to have a pain or a pinched nerve, whether it's in your neck, arm, wherever, back. I had a lady just the other day that had trouble climbing stairs, and I told her about Tom and the equipment, and I didn't know what to call every component, and the Tom had suction machine. I said, okay, it's a suction machine, lady. But I gave her his name and number because there's so many people that I've only been in Salem area a short time, but nobody up there seems to know about your machine or the treatments that could save them an operation.
You know, this is a lot like your ministry. That I'd like to mention in there, Greg. His ministry is called Turning Point Prison Ministries. And he does exactly what we should be doing. He goes out to prisons and lets people know about Jesus Christ. And you've been doing this for how long, Frank?
I just started on 17th year. The 2nd of March was the 17th year we started. And,
do you have any idea how many prisons you've been in across the United States?
Well, I can tell you in the state of Ohio, there's 28. I've been to all of them 3 times in 3 years.
Let's make sure that we make the point that this is as part of a prison ministry and not for crimes you've committed.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, you know what? It's only by grace of God that we all aren't in prison. But, you know, it's I have a service and a commitment to the Lord to be obedient and go and tell. And when I have a book I put out. I don't know if I should mention it or
That's
not.
That's fine.
It's called My Last 14 Years in Prison. And I wrote that book because I felt led to write it. That people need to know about what goes on the inside of prisons. That there are religious services, there are Christian services, there's cults, they've got all kinds of services in that prison. But when you take the Word of God up there and present it to them, and you see God working in lives and changing lives. See, my book that I wrote called My Last 14 Years in Prison tells how God called me to the prison ministry when I had a very, I had one of the best jobs in the world as a truck driver for 23 years. My wife had a good school teaching, cooking job at Greater Portland School District, and all this adds up. God called me to do this, and I said, well, I had to say call to do it. And it comes right down to what you're doing right here with this machine. If people knew about this machine, it would save a lot of people, a lot of pain, a lot of misery, and operations and money. Save a lot of money. You know, an operation costs, ooh, wow. But let me tell you something that you don't know. I broke this rotor cup on this left side. They said I did. I never did see it crack. But
I'm running out of battery time.
Okay.
Guys, I apologize. Go
that's
ahead.
all right. And so I damaged my left shoulder. I didn't break it like they thought I did. And so after they had the operation on it, they told me I didn't break it. But you ought to feel that knot I got right here. If we had that machine, brother, I wouldn't have had to have an operation.
You know, Greg, God called him and took him to the Philippines 3 times, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With a team over there.
Hope that did you some good.
Well, it looks like we have a few more seconds of battery life here, Frank.
Well,
your last name is Washek,
Yeah.
W-A-S-H-E-K.
That's correct.
And your book, is it still in print? Is it still
It just come out 2 months ago.
And can I get it on Amazon?
Yes, sir.
And what would be your message to those people in prison who aren't really in physical prison, but they're in mental and spiritual prison?
All right. You had to answer that question again because it went past me now.
You know, just like this camera, we need more power, and they need more power in their life, right?
Yeah, if they're not in prison, but they're tied up mentally
Okay.
in a personal prison, what would you tell them?
First of all, I'm going to tell you, everybody's got their own prison. It may be in their own front room. It may be a husband or a spouse, a wife that they're in prison with. It may be the fact is that debt is prison. There's so many different titles of prison, but none of them's happy. But they could be if they went to Jesus, let him take care of their problems.
Amen.
He does answer prayers. He said, "Top my way."
Amen.
Thanks for your testimony, Frank. It means a lot to us.
Thank you. It's great. I just want people to somehow get the word out. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we need to tell people about this machine and what it will do for them, because they did it for me.
Chains of the bondsman can be released.
Always.
Thank you, Frank.
God changes prisoners just like he does anybody else. The lives of prisoners.
Appreciate your help.
Thank you so much.